Hello everyone. Welcome to the first video by the Chronicles of Current Affairs. Today we are going to talk about the Ram Mandir. As most of you know, Ram Mandir will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on 22nd Jan 2024. But why is it so famous? Why is it talked so much about the Ram Mandir in news and in social media? Well, I'm sure most of you are already aware of this one. The place where the temple has been built is the land where earlier stood the Babri Masjid. Masjid itself was built by demolishing a temple. It is believed that this is the exact place where Lord Sri Ram was born. But is that information good enough to understand the significance of Ram Mandir? Don't you want to know who demolished the temple? Who built the masjid and what happened afterwards? We need to understand that during the Mughals' rule, they destroyed many temples across India during their campaigns against Hindu rulers. So, similarly, in the 16th century, the then Ram Mandir was attacked and destroyed by Babur in his series of temple raids across northern India. Later, during 1528 to 1529, Mir Bhaki, who was a commander of Babur, who constructed a mosque, which became to be known as Babri Masjid. Now, to talk about when do we have the first record of Hindus demanding for worship rights at the Babri Masjid? For this, we need to go back to the pre independence era. The first instance of religious violence was documented in the year 1853. A Hindu religious group known as Nirmohi Akhara occupied the Babri Masjid site and claimed the ownership of the structure. But wait, who are these Nirmohi Akhara? Nirmohi Akhara, when translated to English, it means group without attachment. It is one of the 14 akharas recognized by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhara Parishad and belongs to the Vaishnav Bhairagi Sampradaya. Nirmohi Akhara was established by Ramananda. It is a wealthy sect that owns many temples and mathas in the Indian states of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Bihar. Members are expected to lead a simple and austere lives of celibacy and to accept Rama as their deity. They have renounced the material world for the company of Rama. They are sadhus, Vedic holy men often given to asceticism. They are put through a grueling schedule to master the Vedic scriptures as well as certain martial arts. In former times, members of this sect had a mandate to provide protection to the followers of Lord Sri Rama and were given rigorous training in archery, swordsmanship, and wrestling. One of the oldest mutt of Nirmohi Akhara is situated at Khanda, Sonipat. Coming back to the year 1853, after religious violence, the civil administration stepped in and in 1855 divided the mosque premises into two parts, one for Hindus and the other one for Muslims. In December 1858, the British administration prohibited Hindus from conducting puja at the contested site. Hence, a platform was created for conducting rituals outside the mosque. In 1883, the Hindus launched an effort to construct a temple on the platform. When the administration denied them the permission to do this, they took the matter to the court. In 1885, court ruled the lawsuit. Subsequently, the higher courts also dismissed the lawsuit in 1886 in favor of status quo. The sadhus of Ayodhya installed a murti of Ram Lalla in the central hall of the disputed temple site on the night of 22nd December 1949 and claimed that they had miraculously appeared there. As thousands of Hindu devotees started visiting the place, the government declared the mosque a disputed area and locked its gates. Subsequently, multiple lawsuits from Hindus asking for permission to convert the site into a place of worship. We will try to understand the different lawsuits filed in this regards in a few seconds. In the 1980s, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the other Hindu nationalist groups and political parties launched a campaign to construct the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir at the site. In 1985, the Rajiv Gandhi government allowed Hindus to access the site for prayers. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad began to collect funds and bricks with Jai Shri Ram written on them. Later, the government under Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi gave the Vishwa Hindu Parishad permission for Shilanyasa to proceed with. The then Home Minister Bhuta Singh formally conveying the permission to the Vishwa Hindu Parishad leader Ashok Singhal. In 1990, Ram Rath Yatra was organized by the BJP and its Hindu nationalist affiliates and led by the then president of BJP LK Advani. The purpose of the yatra was to support the cause of Ram Mandir construction. The yatra also triggered religious violence in its wake, with riots in cities across North India. As a result, Advani was arrested by the government of Bihar as the yatra passed through the state, and 150,000 of his supporters were also arrested by the government of Uttar Pradesh. Tens of thousands of activists nonetheless reached Ayodhya and attempted to storm the mosque, resulting in a pitched battle with security forces which left 20 dead. These events caused further Hindu Muslim riots to break out across the country, in which hundreds were killed. On 6 December 1992, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the Bharatiya Janata Party organized a rally at the site involving 150,000 volunteers, known as Karasevakas. The rally turned violent. The crowd overwhelmed the security forces and tore down the mosque, resulting in communal riots, including the famous Godhra riots, leading to over 2,000 deaths. Now let's look into the different lawsuits filed in this regard in the post-independent era. In 1950, Gopal Singh Vishral filed a title suit with the Allahabad High Court seeking injunction to offer puja at the disputed site. A similar suit was filed shortly, but later withdrawn by Paramahansa Das of Ayodhya. In 1959, the Nirmohi Akhara filed a third suit seeking direction to hand over the charges of the disputed site, claiming to be its custodian. A fourth suit was filed by Uttar Pradesh Sunni Central Waqf Board for declaration and possession of the site. In the year 1986, Allahabad High Court ordered the opening of the main gate and restored the site in full to the Hindus. Hindu groups later requested modifications to the Babri Mosque and drew up the plans for a new grand temple with government permissions. Riots between Hindu and Muslim groups took place as a result, and the dispute became sub judice. In the year 2003, the Archaeological Survey of India conducted excavation of the site on the court orders. There were many evidences like 5-foot shivling, structure of flowers, broken idols of deities, terracotta figures, temple pranali, and Vishnu Hari Shila Falaka. If this is a mosque, you will never get evidences of human beings or animals because it is haram in Islam. This means there was a temple. The ASI reports indicate the presence of a 10th century North Indian style temple under the mosque. Muslim groups and historians supporting them disputed these findings and dismissed them as politically motivated. The Allahabad High Court, however, upheld the ASI's findings. The excavation by the ASI were heavily used as evidence by the court that the predating structure was a massive Hindu religious building. In the year 2009, the Bharatiya Janata Party released its election manifesto, repeating its promise to construct a temple to Rama at the site. The Allahabad High Court bench, comprising Justices S.U. Khan, Sudhir Agarwal, and D.V. Sharma, began hearing the case in 2002, which would complete by 2010. In the year 2010, the Allahabad High Court ruled that the 2.77 acres of disputed land be divided into three parts, with one-third going to the Ram Lalla, or infant Lord Rama, represented by the Hindu Mahasabha, for the construction of the Ram temple, one-third going to the Muslim Sunni Waqf Board, and the remaining one-third going to a Hindu religious denomination Nirmohi Akhara. All the three parties appealed against the division of a disputed land to the Supreme Court. The 5 judges of Supreme Court bench heard the title dispute cases from August to October 2019. On 9 November 2019, the Supreme Court ordered the land to be handed over to a trust to build the Hindu temple. It also ordered the government to give alternate 5 acres of land to Sunni Waqf Board to build the mosque. On 5th February 2020, the trust known as Sri Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra was created by the Government of India. The Sri Rama Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust began the first phase of construction of the Ram Mandir in March 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic lockdown in India caused a temporary suspension of the construction. On 25th March 2020, Ram's idol was moved to a temporary location in presence of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath. In preparation for the temple's construction, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad organized a Vijay Mahamantra Japa Anushtana. in which individuals would gather at different places to chant the Vijaya Mahamantra, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, on 6th April 2020. This was said to ensure the victory over hurdles in the construction of the temple. On 5th of August 2020, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi performed Bhumi Pujan for Ram Mandir. 3-day long Vedic ritual was held ahead of the groundbreaking ceremony, which revolved around the installation of a 40 kg silver brick as the foundation stone. In January 2023, 60 million years old two Shaligrama rocks, 26 tons and 14 tons respectively, were sent from Gandaki River in Nepal. These rocks were used to carve the idol of Ram Lalla in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Three renowned sculptors from their respective fields were chosen to carve three idols depicting a 5-year-old 51-inch tall Ram Lalla in the standing form. Two idols sculpted by Arun Yogiraj and Ganesh Bhatt have been carved in dark bluish grey stone derived from Karnataka. The third one by Satyanarayan Pandey and his family is a pure white carved from Makran marble from Rajasthan. The original design for Ram Mandir was devised in 1988 by the Sompura family of Ahmedabad. The Sompuras have contributed to the design of over 100 temples worldwide for at least 15 generations, including the Somnath temple. A new design with some changes from the original was prepared by Sompuras in 2020 in accordance with the Hindu texts, the Vastu Shastra and the Shilpa Shastra. The temple will be 235 feet wide, 360 feet long, 161 feet tall. The temple complex is the world's third largest Hindu temple. It is designed in the Gurjara Chalukya style of Nagara style architecture, a type of Hindu temple architecture found primarily in the northern part of India. The main structure of the temple is built on a raised platform and will have a 3 stories. In Nagara style, the mandapas are to be decorated with shikara. The temple is built using pink sandstone and is spread across an area of 2.77 acres. The temple is surrounded by a large country yard and has several smaller shrines dedicated to the other Hindu deities. The temple is 161 feet tall and has 3 floors, each with a different purpose. The first floor is dedicated to Lord Ram, while the second floor is dedicated to Lord Hanuman, and the third floor is a museum showcasing the history and culture of Ayodhya. The temple complex includes a yagyashala or a hall for conducting yagyas or Hindu fire rituals, a community kitchen, and a medical facility. The temple complex is spread over 67 acres and is expected to become a major cultural and religious center, attracting million devotees from around the world. The building will have a total of 366 columns. The columns will have 16 idols each to include the incarnation of Shiva, 10 Dashawataras, 64 Chausat Yoginis, and the 12 incarnation of goddess Saraswati. In accordance with the scriptures, the design of the temple dedicated to Vishnu. The Sanctum Sanctorum will be octagonal in shape. According to the temple committee, over 70,000 people will be able to visit the site. There will be no use of iron in the construction of the temple. And that's all we had for today's video. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you like the video. We'll be coming up with more interesting topics for you in the coming days. Thank you.